fishing country. Thanks for your time. Let's bait a hook and wet a line. Come on with me and have some fun. We'll show you how it's done. It's fishing country. Whoa, it's fishing country. It's fishing country.
Good morning, folks. This is Arkansas, Lake Millwood. Never fished it before. You can see it sure looks nice. And my special guest today is Mr. Mike Siefert. And Mike is a guide on this lake. He has 2 or 3 boats that always is here. We'll give you the phone number as we go. Mike, are we going to catch some black bass today?
Yes, sir. We're going to do our very best to do so.
Well, we caught some beautiful white bass last show, so I'm going to have to trust you, because those 2-pound whites over there at Wright Patman was something else. And now we come into Arkansas to a lake I've never fished before. You say it's about 35,000
Yes, sir.
Surface acres. Man, I love those lily pads. Well, we'll be back with you in a minute. We're throwing buzz bait and we're throwing a bass assassin right now to see if we can get one to hit. Stay tuned, because this is fishing country. Thanks for your time. Well, I want to say hello to all of the associates at the Walmart in Ashdown, Arkansas. We stopped and got an Arkansas license to fish, and the ladies were very nice. Appreciate it. Just want to say hi to all of you. See if we can catch some fish here in Arkansas. You said this lake's been here about 25 years?
Yes, sir. This lake was filled.
How about that?
There, you got him? You want the net? Good fish.
Isn't that pretty?
Good fish, Charlie.
I love these baits. Isn't that nice, folks?
Bring him on. Bring him on. There he is. Come here, boy.
Goodness gracious. I may have to come back to Millwood.
Yes, sir. This is what it's all about, folks.
I'll say. Isn't that nice?
Isn't that pretty?
Boy, they gonna love seeing that fish in front of Walmart.
Isn't that pretty?
We ain't gonna put you back yet. We're gonna treat you and put you back. Hey, buddy, you know what you're talking about. There's bass in this lake.
Look, there's a hook down in his throat. This bass has been caught and released.
I'll say, somebody knew what they're doing.
That's exactly right.
They cut the line.
Yep. It's almost about to rust out.
That's great. Well, that's number 1, folks. Stay tuned.
Millwood Lake, folks. Come see us.
Mike, how long have you been guiding?
Off and on for about 9 years.
9 years? Would you, since it's the start of the show, I want everybody to get their pen and pencil so they can write down your phone number to give you a call, because it's evident that you do know this lake. Hadn't been here 5 minutes and catch a 3-pound, 4-pound bass. You even have a website, don't you?
Yes, sir, I sure do.
At the end of the show, we'll give you his website along with ours, because this is fishing country. What a beautiful fish that was. You think that was a native, or was that
that
Florida?
could be a cross. Arkansas Game and Fish Commission I've been doing a little work with over the last 5 or 6 years. And we just finished doing a population study on the lake about 2 weeks ago. The results are not completely back yet, but 3 things that we were looking for were primarily the overall health of the population, for one thing. And we had some tissue samples sent to Auburn University to study for the Florida species allele on the chromosome.
I hear you.
They stocked this lake with purebred Floridas in the late 80s, mid 80s, starting about 85 all the way through the early 90s. And what we were doing was doing a population to find out if some of those Floridas
Had virus?
Well, we did that also. We were sampling for the largemouth bass virus, which has been so prominent that everybody's hearing everything about the last few years. And but the tissue samples we sent to Auburn they have the capability of detecting the Florida subspecies
I hear you.
allele on the chromosome.
Okay.
And they wanted to see if those Floridas that they had stocked in the mid-'80s and early '90s had actually taken hold, or if they had crossed out, with the natives. That one could be a native or it could be a cross. It's really hard to tell by just looking at a fish to know if he's a pure Florida.
I've always gone by their scales.
Right.
The scales are a little bit, seem like to be a lot more and a little smaller on a Florida, but what do I know? I don't know that much about that part of it.
Well, I'm not a wildlife biologist, but the wildlife biologists Les Claybrook and Chris Horton and Drew Wilson that work for the Game and Fish that I've been in contact with and working with, they say that the Floridas do have a certain characteristic in their markings, but it's extremely hard to.
It's something to do with their mouth too.
Right, and it's extremely hard to tell just by looking for the.
Of course, in my area of Texas, we have some smallmouth that'll blow your mind at Lake Whitney.
Right.
Oh, they're beautiful fish.
Right. I've heard a lot of good things about Lake Whitney.
Well, you know, if a fish has fins, I think they're beautiful.
That's exactly right.
Hello, baby. Nice going, buddy.
That's a good fish.
No lie, is it a good fish? Bring her to me.
Can you get him?
Sure, I can get her. I may try to lose her though, because I think it's a little bigger than mine. Come here, fish.
There you go, Charlie.
Hey,
That's what's in Millwood, people.
You said there was a great lake, and it is.
That's a pretty fish.
Of course, I found that fish for you. You know that. I mean.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Sorry about that, Charlie.
Were you working it slow?
Just really erratic, and just darting it in and around these dead lily pad stems all up in here.
Boy, there's some quality fish.
That's a healthy bass right there, people. Millwood Lake.
What does it take? About 30 pounds to win a championship tournament?
Yes, sir. They have tournaments on this lake from beginning in March all the way through June. And it'll typically take, if they weigh 5 fish in a tournament, it'll take 25 pounds to get in the money.
I'm impressed.
But it's a healthy population here in Millwood.
I'm impressed with
That's a pretty good specimen right there.
Yeah, how big they are.
Of the kind of fish that we catch in Millwood.
It's just, I'm impressed with how the size of them.
And you can catch these fish consistently when they're on a good bite. And
All right.
there's a lot of healthy fish in this lake. And for Charlie, for your viewers that don't know, a lot of people used to be scared of Millwood because there was so much timber and stumps in the lake. BASS used to have tournaments on this lake in the 60s and 70s, and they quit holding the tournaments on this lake because so many people was tearing their boats up.
Well, you've got
That is
markers.
a fat belly on this.
You
sucker
got
to be this
markers
time of
out
year.
here. Go ahead.
He's thick.
Water temperature is around 70 degrees. Color is a little murky because of all the rain, but it's not bad at all. This is a soft jerk bait, and we're using a 5/0 offset hook, owner hook, offset hook. It's got and we go through it and turn it around just like a worm, pinch it up just a little, and stick it. Stick that hook right back where it'll be weebiest. Sure wish I'd have been smart enough to invent it.
Isn't that the truth?
It's a great lure.
Bass Assassin, I'd like to thank them too. They're one of our sponsors.
They're good people.
In my guide service, I've been down to the plant and met all of them. They're really some fine folks that operate the business.
What you got, Larry? Attaboy. I didn't think there was any 10-inch bass in Millwood. I thought they were all 3 pound. You running with it? Attaboy, get him out of there. Got him?
Yeah. Oh, you got one.
I got one too.
Double up.
Baby. Mine's a baby too.
Yeah.
All right.
This is definitely not the fish that were just blowing up in here a few minutes ago. A double on the bass assassin.
I tell you what, that's not quite big enough, is he?
Not quite. It looks like a keeper.
That is.
Nice fish.
How'd it go, Larry?
Yes, sir. Good job, Larry. Pretty fish. Right in the roof of the mouth. The keeper?
First cast up the river, folks. We went up the river 10. Close.
Come here, boy.
Folks, we'll be back with you in just a minute. We got to be 16 inches to keep them. And I'm fishing with Mike Siefert right here. He's a guide, and we're going to put up his phone number real close to now. All right? Y'all go get a pen and pencil. We'll be right back. What river is this?
Little River.
Not Sulphur?
No, Sulphur's in Patman. And they both dump into the red, I think, at some point. Millwood dumps into the red a lot further upstream.
If this is Little River, where's Big River?
I think it's just up above it. Oh, that feels like a little better fish.
That's going Mikey Pooh. Ooh, he's close. Nice going. Yeah, that'll make it.
Pretty fish. Look how
Beautiful.
dark he is. Yeah, that's a healthy fish.
Sure is.
This population in Millwood is really, really healthy. Lots of grass, lots of pads, lots of shad.
Were you letting it sink?
No, I was just right off the edge of a pad. Boy, I mean, he has got that hook in his top of his head.
Put him in there. We need him.
Yep, he'll touch. Look at here, right at the boat. Laws and mercy. I mean, he slammed that sucker right at the edge of the boat.
Did.
Good grief. You was pulling your bait up almost out of the water when he nailed it, wasn't he?
Something close to it.
Good grief. Here, let me help you with that. Got him?
Mm-hmm. You know, I know that's Florida. That's a Florida bass. See how tight his scales are?
Right.
Real little.
He's got some gold in him, too.
Yeah.
Got some gold flecks in him.
All right.
Way to go, Charlie.
That 1/4 ounce speed trap works. And about 7 foot of water is what we were in. What's the lake record on Millwood?
Lake record on Millwood is 14.2 pounds. And in the last 30 to 45 days, there's been an 11.8 or 11.7 and a 13.2. And it come from right in this area right here where this creek dumps into the river.
August and September.
It was the last week of August and Labor Day, the first Monday in September, when those two huge fish were caught.
Wow. Well, why don't you give them your phone number while you're talking to them, and they'll know how to get a hold of you and maybe come over and try to catch one of those kind of fish.
Yes, sir. Millwood Lake Guide Service is, we operate out of Texarkana, and the phone number you can reach us at is 772, that's area code 870, number 772-6840.
Fish don't like them hot lips, do they? Not quite as big as those we was catching. Oh boy, Larry.
Yeah, he's a keeper. I had another one. Ooh, good fish. Good fish.
What was that you said, Larry, that you were positive you was going to catch a good fish?
Good job, Larry. Way to go. Beautiful fish. Oh, that's beautiful.
Of course, that fish looks a lot bigger next to the camera. Mine's at least twice that
there he
size.
is. Oh, missed him incoming.
That was a little one, wasn't it?
I think so. That's a pretty fish right there, Larry.
Nice going, Larry.
Nice job, man.
We sure needed him.
Got him?
Little bitty fella. What's neat is if they got it in their mouth.
That's right.
That way you don't get as hung up.
That's right.
The lily pad's bigger than the fish. But that's all right. You got to have this size to get the bigger ones.
That's right.
But it was my time, wasn't it?
That's exactly right.
My time.
Oh, look at him run at it. I mean, right at the boat, boy. They're chasing this stuff all over, everywhere.
Around that log. He was a little feller. Hey, Mike, find me another one. Boy, these fish are fat. Wow. I want your mama, okay? Okay. Better one, huh?
He felt like it when he hit it. I don't know. It feels like a little one now.
I got one too. That's good.
Yeah, come on up here, boy. Ooh, there's a little better fish there. Good fish. Come on up here. Now that's Millwood bassing right there. Couple of brothers.
There he is.
Got him?
Good fish.
Yes, sir. Good fish, Charlie.
There you go. 10-4, Matador. Right on it. All right.
Nice fish.
Thank you very much. There's that fella right back here.
Let's measure that and see how
So the kids can see them in the tub. 16 inches.
He's a little bit longer if you'll close his lips too.
And
If
he's
he'll
16.
measure with them open, he'll sure enough
That's
measure
right.
with
Where
them
you gonna
closed.
put it? Looks like a good fish.
Yeah,
Larry.
he's got a bowl. Good fish, good fish.
Larry did it again. Nice
some
going,
help?
Larry. Yeah.
Get in here, boy. Nice fish. Look how pretty. Come in here, boy.
Little baby. First cast with my Bass Assassin color that I like. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Charlie.
Beautiful lake. Golly, Millwood. It's a gorgeous lake. Folks, I highly recommend this guy. His name is Mike Siefert, and we've showed you his phone number 2 or 3 times. And again, give him a shout. He knows these lakes up in this area, Texarkana area, and in Arkansas. Till next week, I'm Charlie Pack, and this is Fishing Country. Thanks for your time. Yeah.
It's fishing country. Thanks for your time. Let's bait a hook and wet a line. Come on with me and have some fun. We'll show you how it's done. It's fishing country. Whoa, it's fishing country. It's fishing country.